We're going to get started with this toy application by using Rails generate. So Rails comes with this command line interface, the Rails command, and one of the things it can do is generate all kinds of different things, including the sort of things that you see here, controllers, um, models, and so on. So it can generate lots of things, and we will be using the generate command throughout this tutorial, but what we're about to do now we will only do in this lesson. We're going to generate what's called a scaffold. What this does is it generates a bunch of code, including a user interface for the object we're about to create. And generally speaking, I don't think it's a good idea for people to be generating scaffolds, but this is sort of an instant gratification way of getting an overview, even though this isn't what we're going to do in real life. So once you've typed out Rails generate scaffold, then you give it the name of the model, the name of the data model, which in this case is user, the singular version of users. And then we can give it the attributes. Now if you look here, there's the ID, name, and email. Now it turns out that Rails will automatically create this ID field for us. We don't need to do that. But what we can do is at the command line tell Rails that there's a name that's a string and an email address that's also a string. That command generated a file called a migration. It's under db migrate. You can take a look at it. Don't worry about what this actually says. This isn't important at this point. We'll be talking a lot more about this later on. But the idea is that this lets us manipulate the database. We get to change the data model that the database represents. So what I'm going to do here is run the migration from that file. For safety, it's a good idea to type bundle exec. This makes sure to execute the command that I'm about to type using the exact gems specified by the gem file. But in a lot of contexts, including on the Cloud IDE, it's often possible to skip this step. But if it doesn't work, you should definitely try bundle exec. So this is the rake command. It's a very general tool for building software and making things happen in specifically with respect to Ruby applications, although it can be used in other contexts as well. And then we type db:/migrate. So this will update our database with the data model.